America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. We sort of live in a post-truth political world right now, don't we? I mean, the president of the United States is a guy who lies every time he opens his mouth, with all of social media and all of the Republicans mimicking, aping, and copying Trump and lying at will. Looking at you, J.D. Vance. We live in a really dangerous place right now where, I mean, Trump is utterly untethered to truth. Most Republican elected officials know better. They spew out lies. All of this is magnified a millionfold because of social media. And the result is that we live in a country where politically right now, huge swaths of the American public just untethered to truth, completely untethered to truth. I try to make it a mission of this show, no matter where you are politically, just to put the truth out there. Just to put the truth out there. I want to believe that with everything right now that works against truth, the president, his entire political party, the social media, everything incentivizes us to abandon the truth, to be misinformed, to be disinformed, to follow the bullshit, to follow the conspiracies and the lies. I want to believe that the day will come back where the truth will matter. In the meantime, I'm going to keep putting out the truth. And the truth is, I'm going to put out, and we'll do it, Keith, I promise you, we'll do it briefly within 30 minutes here this morning. 4 basic truths I'm going to put in front of you. Just 4 simple basic truths. I do not put these truths in front of us to scare anybody. I don't. But you know what? You need to be. We all need to be a little bit scared. We all need to be a little bit fearful. Fear is a great motivator. Man, if you're paying attention to American politics today, if you're paying attention to what's going on in this country right now and you're not scared, you don't carry around a lot of fear every day, there's something wrong with you. You ought to be afraid. You really ought to. And again, that fear shouldn't paralyze you. That fear with what's going on in this country right now, every single day, that shouldn't keep you in bed every day. That fear should motivate you to act and resist. But you got to confront. We got to confront what's happening. Here's truth number 1. And again, I'm just going to put this in front of you. I don't mean to sound like a crazy man, but this hit me based on a conversation I had yesterday. Anybody who thinks the 2026 elections are going to be a walk in the park, you're smoking something. Anybody who thinks that Trump and his people are not trying to fuck with and mess with and screw with and, yea, I say, even postpone or cancel the 2026 elections, anybody who doesn't think that that's a possibility, you're smoking something. I'll do you one better. Anybody who thinks that, okay, the elections happen and say the Democrats take back the House. Say that happens in 2026. Anybody who thinks if the Democrats win back the House in November of 26, anybody who thinks that Mike Johnson and the Republicans who control the House now will just automatically relinquish power, I think you're smoking something. Anybody who thinks that Trump and Republicans, if they lose in 2028, that Donald Trump will just automatically, physically leave the White House, you're smoking something. I mean, just sit back and think for a moment. Who are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? Where to start? Right now, we're confronted. I mean, think about what they've done. When you to help make you believe that I'm not a crazy man, when I say there may not be 2026 elections, and even if Republicans leave, they may not give up control, and Trump may never leave the White House, and Trump may try to run again, and blah, blah, blah. If you all think I'm a crazy man, now let me just give you a little bit of context. We're talking about a president who just 5 years ago lost an election, a presidential election, refused to concede, and then committed crimes trying to overthrow that election. He did that. That happened. We're talking about a political party that right now is engaged in the unprecedented act of mid-decade redistricting to try to cheat and win in 2026. Remember how all of this started, right? Trump calls Texas Governor Greg Abbott a few months ago and says, Greg, I need you to cheat, man. I need 5 more Republican congressional seats in Texas. I order you engage in start mid-decade redistricting. Redistrict now. And Abbott and the Republicans in Texas, the dutiful cult members they are, they did it. They changed everything. And again, context here, everybody, the truth matters. Both sides gerrymander, both sides redistrict. But, remember, we do it every 10 years. We do it at the end of every decade. We do it following every census. The notion of just mid-decade, we're going to redistrict and gerrymander now, mid-decade, unheard of. Republicans, they're doing that right now, not just in Texas. Democrats are trying to respond. Again, who are we dealing with? We're dealing with a party, a Democrat from Arizona, won an election. She won her seat to Congress over 3 weeks ago, and they haven't even sworn her in yet. I mean, hell, Republicans in the House aren't even in Washington. 72 of the last 84 days, they haven't even been in Washington. So what are we dealing with, guys? We're dealing with, they tried to overthrow an election in 2020. They're engaged right now in doing whatever they can to cheat in the 2026 election. They're denying a Democratic member of Congress, a new member of Congress, they won't even swear her in. And she won over 3 weeks ago. So excuse me if I tell you that based on what they're doing, based on how they don't respect the rules and the law, based on how they don't respect the will of the people, man, it's not at all unthinkable to think that even if they lost in 26, Mike Johnson may not leave. Even if they lost in 2028, Trump and the Republicans may not leave. Don't insult my intelligence, man. Please, not now, not now. Don't insult my intelligence now and tell me I'm wacko for thinking such things. Don't. Look at just recent history. That's truth number one. We know Trump is fucking with doing everything he can to fuck with the 26 elections, breaking every rule, breaking every norm, breaking every law. And his party is going along with him. I say all of this not to, again, not to paralyze you with fear, but to wake you the fuck up and understand who and what we're up against. And don't you dare just go walking gently into that park tomorrow and just think everything's going to be hunky dory in 2026. And even if we win in 2026, man, we can just, we'll just step into power. The Democrats will, if they win the House and the Senate. Don't bank on that. Don't prepare for that. Prepare for the worst. I mean it. Truth number two. Everybody who will be out there like me rallying on Saturday, this Saturday, No Kings rallies all over the country. Everybody out there this Saturday shouting No Kings will be shouting No Kings because we love America. We love America. Absolutely love and adore America. It's why we shout No Kings. It's why we say No Kings. It's why we sing No Kings. It's why we affirm this basic American founding principle that we the people will, not in this country, we will never be ruled by kings. This is a love America thing. And everything Republicans are saying about No Kings is utter bullshit, utter lies. And I know, MAGA, you know this. To stand up in the public square and say no kings in America, I mean, you're reaffirming your belief in our most important founding principle. No kings here. To reaffirm that founding belief, how could any of that be based on hate of America? Well, you love America. That's why you don't want to be ruled by a king. But we've got Republicans out there calling it a hate America thing, Antifa thing, a George Soros funded thing, a radical leftist hate America. That's what this thing's about. We've had Republicans out there now for a couple weeks. They're ratcheting it up every day. Ted Cruz was on the TV this morning. It's a George Soros funded hate America thing, Ted Cruz said. And to which I responded, Ted, you don't want kings in America, right? Come join me, Ted Cruz. Join me Saturday, Ted Cruz. If you don't want kings in America, how is that a hate America thing? Now, understand that Republicans are doing this. Trump, J.D. Vance, Mike Johnson, Ted Cruz, every single Republican. They are all singing from the same hymnal. This is a hate America day. Antifa, they're all Antifa. George Soros is funding this. They're all radicals, all the crazy left. They're doing this because they're afraid. They know this No Kings movement is a big fucking deal and it grows every single day. And Saturday, I will remind everybody, will be the largest peacetime protest in American history. Say that again, Joe. This Saturday, October 18th, will be the largest peacetime protest in American history. Republicans are afraid of that. Trump's afraid of that. They know something's growing here, and it's all grown organically. There are no leaders to this thing, right? Thank God. Leaders always fuck everything up. This is organic. Republicans are afraid of it. And Republicans are trying to tamp down attendance, saying it's just going to be a bunch of angry leftists. Ted Cruz this morning said there could be a lot of rioting. Republicans are trying to keep people off of the streets on Saturday. They want to dampen attendance on Saturday. They're afraid of the millions and millions and millions of people who will march, sing, dance, rally, and protest on Saturday. The other thing they're doing, though, is they want violence. Trump wants violence. Trump is trying to incite violence. Trump is trying to incite people. There'll be a protest in D.C. on Saturday. There wasn't a protest in D.C. on the last No King's Day in June. There will be one in D.C. this upcoming Saturday. I have no doubt that Trump and his people, with law enforcement and I don't know, the National Guard, ICE, who knows what the fuck they're going to do. They're going to try to incite acts of violence at No Kings rallies, probably in DC and around the country in selected spots as well. So this is all based on their fear that this is a big grassroots thing that is taking off, and it will defeat them, and they can't stop it. But oh my God, though, again, I got to just point out what one ugly, horrible, dangerous, just despicable thing that Republicans are saying about the No Kings rallies. Tom Emmer, Republican congressman, it's the second time he's said this. This is horrible. Play that, Keith.
Radical demands. Clearly, the Democrat Party of today is not your grandfather's Democrat Party. They care about one thing and one thing only: appeasing the radical, pro-terrorist wing of their party.
Hey, Keith, indulge me. Can you play that short clip one more time? Thank you.
Radical demands. Clearly, the Democrat Party of today is not your grandfather's Democrat Party. They care about one thing and one thing only: appeasing the radical, pro-terrorist wing of their party.
There it is. Thanks, Keith. I didn't know that I heard that correctly. Republican Congressman Tom Emmer calling Democrats terrorists. Fuck you, Tom Emmer. That's a Republican member of Congress yesterday. And it's not the first time he said this, calling Democrats terrorists. Man, I got to tell you something. I became a Democrat 4 months ago. It's been a rocky road, up and down. I'll talk more about it. But I'm absolutely glad that I did. But I became a Democrat 4 months ago. No way would I have become a Democrat if I thought Democrats were terrorists, if I thought there was a terrorist wing of the Democratic Party. No way would I have become a Democrat. Understand how ugly and dangerous this is. It's one thing to say, oh, it's a bunch of crazy leftists. It's a bunch of radical leftists. It's a bunch of America-hating leftists, right? All partisan, all stupid, all divisive. But it's one thing to say that. But to call Democrats terrorists, man, that's a whole nother level. That's a horrible thing to say. Tom Emmer, take that back. Terrorism. The intentional targeting and killing of innocent civilians. That's the definition of terrorism. You're telling me there are Democrats who publicly support the intentional targeting and killing of innocent civilians for political reasons. Calling Democrats terrorists. Beyond the pale. What a horrible thing to say. way beyond divisive. I mean, it's a lie. I don't know of a Democrat who's actively pro-terrorist. To say there's a pro-terrorist wing, a pro-terrorist wing of one of our two major political parties. I know we're divided. I know the country's at each other's throats, but man, oh man, this takes it to an ugly, incendiary place. And for a Republican member of Congress to say that, it's got to be condemned, and no Republican will condemn it. All the rest of us must condemn it. Again, look, I'm a new Democrat. I got real problems with my new political party. There are Democrats are not terrorists. There's no pro-terrorist wing of the Democratic Party. If there was an official pro-terrorist wing of the Democratic Party, I wouldn't have become a Democrat. The rest of us, though, need to come out on Saturday. Like, I know you got shit going on. I know you got family shit going on. Saturday's a great day, a freebie, man, right? Long week. You got the weekend. Go that extra yard this Saturday and find a No Kings rally near you. There are 2,600 some rallies, a bunch in every state. I guarantee you there's one right next door to you, wherever you live. Find it. Go to indivisible.org, indivisible.org. Find a rally near you. We got to show Tom Emmer and Mike Johnson and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Ted Cruz and all the rest of them that this thing is way bigger than even they thought. We have to make them regret calling those of us who will be out there rallying on Saturday out of our love for America. We've got to make them regret calling us hateful, Antifa, terrorist. We got to make them regret that. And that reminds me also, by the way, when you're out there Saturday, indivisible.org, indivisible.org, no violence, no violence. This is all no kings, right? This is all no kings. You and I may disagree. I'm very pro-Israel. Most of the folks probably, I don't know. A lot of folks out there marching may not be as pro-Israel as I am, or they may disagree with me about guns, or they may disagree with me about immigration, whatever. That's not what Saturday the 18th is about. Saturday the 18th, this upcoming Saturday, is all about every single American, no matter where the fuck you stand politically. You are standing in the public square with your friends, neighbors, and community members, and we are all unified on one basic principle: that we will not be ruled by a king in America. That's it. That's it. I don't want to hear pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel, anti-gun, pro-gun, pro-climate change, I don't want to hear anything else on Saturday at these No Kings rallies. I want to hear everybody singing and dancing happy warriors, simply saying we love democracy, we the people, we govern ourselves, no fucking kings in this country. We defend democracy and the rule of law. No fascism here. That is the only message that this country needs to hear on Saturday, that every Republican needs to hear on Saturday. So take your opinions on your other niche issues and leave them at home on Saturday. I'm going to go to rallies. I'm going to speak at rallies. You know what I'm speaking about? No fucking kings in America. Democracy, baby. The rule of law, baby. We have a fascist in the White House, baby. I'm not talking about any other policy issue. Leave them home. Leave them at home on Saturday. I'm so pissed off. How dare Congressman Tom Emmer call people in this country who disagree with him politically. How dare he call them terrorists? Tom Emmer, man, do the decent thing. Fucking apologize for that. I got no problem if you're just going to call them radical leftists, call them radical George Soros funded leftists till the cows come home, if that makes you feel good. Don't call your fellow Americans terrorists. That's very specific. That's very criminal. Don't do that. Hey, truth number 3, and I'll be quick here, Keith. The government shutdown. What are we on? Like the 15th day of the government shutdown? Truth number 3 is, no matter where you stand politically, who's in the right, who's in the wrong, the truth is Donald Trump is not lifting a finger to end this shutdown, and House Republicans are not lifting a finger to end this shutdown. Again, no matter which side you blame, the truth is Senate Republicans are in Washington trying to get this thing fixed, trying to fix the shutdown. Senate Democrats are in Washington trying to end the shutdown. House Democrats are in Washington trying to bring an end to this government shutdown. You know who's not in Washington? You know the only group who's not in Washington, and they haven't been in Washington for 72 of the past 84 days? House Republicans. Nowhere to be found. Again, that's just a fact. I'm not getting into who's got the right argument when it comes to the shutdown. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the substance of what Democrats are demanding, because Republicans need Democratic votes to keep the government funded. I'm not getting into any of that. Senate Democrats, Senate Republicans, and House Democrats are in Washington, and they've been in Washington for days trying to end the shutdown. The only group that's not in Washington, and they've never been in Washington, are House Republicans. Second fact, second truth, Donald Trump's the president of the United States. That's a fact. That's the truth. Saddens me, upsets me, but Trump's president. Donald Trump hasn't lifted a finger, not a finger, to end this shutdown. Hauls everybody into the White House. Come on, 8 hours. Let's go at it. Let's end this thing. Trump hadn't done any of that. Trump hasn't tried at all to bring the groups together. Trump doesn't even talk about the shutdown. Trump hasn't done a damn thing. So we got a problem. The government shutdown, by the way, it is a problem. By the way, town hall last night, I think it was on News Nation. Listen to this for a second. An air traffic controller, Chris Cuomo, held a town hall. An air traffic controller stood up, cut through all the fucking noise, and asked a simple, direct question. Give it to me, Keith.
And what's your question for O'Connor?
Hello, my name is Jack Chris, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm an air traffic controller for the Federal Aviation Administration. Been there 16 years. I've also been through the Obama shutdown and also the Trump shutdown in the previous, and my question is, under the current political climate, do you think that this shutdown could actually be longer than the previous shutdowns due to the external pressures, political pressures that we're having effect right now? Because I am actually driving DoorDash when I get off work just to kind of make sure I can pay for my daughter's tuition.
Well, Jack,
Stop. I don't give a damn about the answer. Stop, Keith. Thanks. I mean, that's it. In a nutshell, there's a 16-year air traffic controller who's now doing DoorDash, another job an extra job because air traffic controllers are essential. So they have to keep working. They're not getting paid. So to make ends meet, he's working for DoorDash. He's delivering food on the side. He's got another job to make ends meet. That's it. Cut through all the bullshit, all the political arguments and debates and bullshit. There's a real person, a regular person trying to fucking make ends meet. He's an air traffic controller. You need him. I need him. And he's got to find another job to make ends meet. And Senate Democrats and Senate Republicans and House Democrats are in Washington trying to end the shutdown. House Republicans are nowhere to be found. And Donald Trump is nowhere to be found. I mean, House Republicans won't swear in that Democrat who won her district over 3 weeks ago, because she'd be the 218th vote demanding the Epstein files be released. So is that it? Are House Republicans not going to do a damn thing for this air traffic controller who's got to find a second job and maybe a third job to make ends meet because Trump's told them I'm in the Epstein files, so don't open the Epstein files? Is that where we are? At this point, you should blame Republicans for the shutdown. The president of the United States is AWOL, and House Republicans are AWOL. So blame Republicans. Final quick truth. Hey, cut right to this one, Keith. You are paying for Trump's stupid unconstitutional tariffs. I am paying for Trump's stupid unconstitutional tariffs. Yeah, Trump lied again. Trump lies as always. Keith, show me that chart. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. After the tariffs, boom. Look at those two lines. Boom, boom, boom. Prices, prices, prices of everything. Boom. Dramatic shift. Prices of everything in America dramatically changes direction right at that point when Trump began all of his stupid unconstitutional tariffs. The prices of, look at that, boom, boom. The prices of everything have gone up. A direct correlation, a direct causation. It's just crystal clear. Thank you, Keith. Trump lied as always. We, right? The American people, MAGA, 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 MAGA. We are paying for Trump's tariffs. Not China, not the UK, not Brazil, not Germany, not Canada. We, the American people, are paying for Trump's tariffs. And if you're a Trump supporter and you still believe his lie, that's one thing. But even you are going to feel the pain. Even you are feeling the pain of everything being more expensive. So even you are feeling directly that Trump's lying. You're feeling it directly whenever you go out there and buy something. You know Trump's lying. Thanks for listening, everybody. 2 quickies. Subscribe to my Substack. Subscribe to my Substack if you are motivated and you want to keep this voice out there. There it is. Social Contract with joewalsh.substack.com. Social Contract with joewalsh.substack.com. It's the best and easiest way for you to support what I do every day. Subscribe to my Substack. You want to shoot me an email about anything, do the social contract with joewalsh@gmail.com. That's all one word. The social contract with joewalsh@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. and be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.